You're not lazy, you're just distracted. That's all it is. It's simply just distraction that's holding you back and that's keeping you from doing the things that you know need to be done. Your TikTok, your YouTube, your social media, your Instagram, your movies, sometimes even friends and family, when we're with them too much and we don't give any time for ourselves, we hold ourselves back from doing what we know needs to be done. If there's something that we know we have to learn, if there's something we know we should be studying, if there's something we know we should be creating, or something to get closer to our goals in life, we know it's there. We know we should be doing it, but we don't. Well, why is that? Some people might say laziness, but I really don't think it's that at all. I think sometimes it could be the case, but I think nowadays it's more just about distraction. There's so much stuff that keeps you distracted, especially in entertainment, that you keep procrastinating, you keep pushing back what needs to be done. And I feel like, especially like nowadays, you walk into someone's house, there's screens, there's TVs everywhere. You have one in your pocket, you have a laptop, you got a TV. I mean, they're everywhere. You have distraction all the time. And that makes it really hard to do what you need to do. So you have to gain enough self-control to be able to really dial down and focus on what needs to be done in your life to get closer to the goals that you want to accomplish. So how you do that? I mean, there's many ways you could do it. Some people can go strictly based off of, strict just discipline, and they can avoid the distractions as long as they just focus in. Some people are like that. Some people, it's hard for them to do it. Like, they look up and they see TV, the urge to just turn it on and start watching movies or something and completely forget about what they need to do is very strong, and then that takes over. I think a thing for me, honestly, for me, going into my room. I mean, I do have a TV, but I don't use it often. Going into my room, kind of like, not isolating myself in an unhealthy way, but isolating myself to be able to not be able to see any other distractions. Like, for example, if I go in my living room right now, there's computers everywhere, there's monitors everywhere, there's a TV out there, and there's my family usually watches TV out there all the time. If I were to go out there and sit down and watch TV with them, I'd probably be sitting there, and then next thing you know, I blink my eyes and 2 hours went by. So, and that's just how it is. And it's the same thing with your phone, and it's especially with your phone, because people, what do? They go on TikTok, they go on YouTube, Instagram, they scroll, and then they look at the time, and then 3 hours went by, 5 hours went by, 7 hours went by. It's crazy how much time just flies through when you're just feeding yourself with just distraction after distraction after distraction. It's entertainment. And I don't think there's really a problem with being entertained at times, but when half of your day is going towards strictly entertainment and distractions, like, it's strictly holding you back. I'm talking about distractions as in it's holding you back from what you know you should be doing to get closer to your goals. That's the kind of like concept I'm talking about here. You'll go on your phone, you'll scroll, and I do it. I feel like a lot of people do it, but mine's like a habit. Like, I'll pick up my phone, I feel a notification, I go to look at it. It's like a habit at this point. And it's probably not a great thing, but I'm just being honest. And it does make it hard to focus on the things I know that needs to be done, because you always have your phone on you. Like, if I want to do something around the house, I listen to music. What do I need to listen to music? My phone. So when I see notifications going through all the time, when I should be doing this thing, there's an urge to just open it. And that will ultimately come down to my just self-discipline and self-control to hold that, keep that, in control and not let it spiral out to where I can't focus on anything. But yeah, nowadays there's so much out there to hold you back from what you know you should be doing. So it makes it very tough. It really does make it very tough to do what you need to do, but I'm telling you that there's a good chance that what you have is not laziness. You're just distracted. So, like, let me give you an example. If I put you into a house that there was literally no TVs, there was no phones, no nothing, and all I gave you was the stuff you needed to go after your goals. And I put it in, let's say I put it in a room like this. Like there's not really much going on. I put you in a small room like this. I give you what you need to go after your goals, but nothing else. I don't give you a TV. I don't give you any type of entertainment. I don't give you video games. I don't give you board games. I don't even give you friends or anything. And I put you in there by yourself. Lock you in there for 2 hours, not even the whole day. 2 hours a day. How much closer do you think you would be towards your goals if I were to do that? I think you'd be a lot further. And it just goes to prove that it's your distraction that holds you back. So, just think about that. When you limit the distraction that is holding you back, it makes it so much easier to just have some urgency to really get done what needs to be done. And I have this problem too, and I'm still struggling with it right now, with getting a new job. I have to take a class, and I have to get a license, and I'll be honest, the stuff in that isn't exactly the most entertaining. And I think that a lot of people nowadays, if it's not entertaining, it makes it very hard to get some self-discipline and just keep doing it. But I think in the end, you know you should be doing it. You know it's going to lead to a better life. It's just because I don't know if it's dopamine receptors or whatever you can say. Dopamine's fried, like most people's. But no matter what it is, it's something you kind of just have to keep under control. And I think the only way to really do that is, like I said, try to just limit your distractions as much as you possibly can, even if it's just for a specific amount of time a day. It doesn't have to be the whole day. Because if you do it for the whole day right away, just like any other addiction, it's very hard to just cold turkey. Some people can do it, especially it depends on what the addiction is. But I think with like phones and stuff, I think that's just super hard. There's a reason why majority of the population is addicted to their phone. So it's crazy to think about that. Laziness isn't even really what you have to worry about anymore. It's simply just distractions. That's all it is. If you eliminate the distractions, you'll find out how productive you really are. So I'd say stop telling yourself that you're lazy. Just tell yourself that you're distracted. You have control over that. I mean, yeah, you have control over laziness too, but distractions is the main source for unproductivity, for lack of urgency. So I say try your best to just not get too distracted in everything around you. I know it's hard because, especially with phones, everybody needs a phone, especially nowadays. But even if you were going after your dreams, if you're doing social media and you don't have a camera like I'm using my phone. Maybe that's your goal, maybe it isn't. Or maybe you have a job that's online and you need a phone for that. Or maybe you got to make calls and you need a phone for that. So it makes it hard because then if you're like me and you feel the notification, you see it, you want to look at it, it's just a habit. It makes it really hard to use your phone to do those things. But like I said, it all comes down to self-control. If you need to, you could shut off your notifications, but that's up to you. So that's what I would say. I would say try your hardest to just limit your distractions. Do what you know needs to be done, and if anything, get it done and out of the way in the beginning. As soon as you wake up, don't pick up your phone, don't pick up a distraction of any sort, and just go straight after what you know needs to be done. And then leave the entertaining stuff for the end, kind of as like a reward. Like, I got my stuff done, now I'm gonna go entertain myself for however long that is. If you do it in that way, I think it's so much better than entertainment first, do what needs to be done last, because when you do it that way, entertainment gets you hooked, and then it makes it very hard to break out of it, and the next thing you know, the day is gone, and then it's repeat the next day. That's the cycle I'm in right now. That's why I haven't been posting as much. I'll be honest, I've been getting distracted by a lot of things in my life. A lot of stuff's going on, I get distracted, it makes it hard to focus on what I know needs to be done, and so with all that distraction, I'll be honest, I put entertainment first, and then the stuff that I know needs to be done comes last. And guess what happens? It never gets done. Or it gets done, but not at a convenient time whatsoever. So I'm not really in the best state mentally to do these things. So that's what I'm saying. Like if I wait till 10 o'clock at night to get what needs to be done, then I'm not really in the best position in my brain to do these things as best I possibly can. Whereas if I woke up and did it either first thing in the morning or maybe gave myself time to wake up and then do it, that's a lot better than putting entertainment first and pushing everything off to the end. So you're not lazy. You're really, I guarantee you're, or I can't guarantee, but you probably are not lazy. You are just distracted. Like I said, if I put you in a room by yourself, no distractions, the only thing I gave you was the things you need to get closer to your goals, you'd be so much further ahead than majority of people. And that's what I need to do for myself. I need to eliminate distractions and do what needs to be done and get it done out of the way. That way I can start going closer towards my goals. And I hope you can too. So limit the distractions, do what needs to be done. And if anything, get it done out of the way, and then just give yourself a little bit of entertainment at the end of the day. It's like a reward for getting this stuff done. Or if you're the kind of guy who doesn't need entertainment, good for you. And I say just keep working, keep grinding, do your thing, and as always, life isn't too short to make a change.